filled up, and I kept feeling like, open your eyes, and then I was like, no, I don't want to open my eyes, I'm in channel. But I was wondering if that's what was happening, and sure enough it did. So Katie's going to re-ask a question, and then we're going to flow back into the rest of the questions. So let me connect back in. Thanks for being here. You probably didn't even notice, but we did. So we had a little 5-minute intermission, and I'm also going to be recording it, hold on my other device, just so we don't lose any of their messages. Okay, here we go. All right, very good. All right, Katie, so I'm just going to connect in, and then you can see me, so you'll know when they're here, and they'll tell you, of course, and we'll flow into it again. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, awesome. Yes, we are here, and greetings, dear friends. Here we are again, an intermission indeed. We are very happy for the opportunity to resume our conversation. And so, Katie, dear one, where were we in the questionings?
So one of the questions that I had was, in one of your previous answers, you had mentioned a darkness here on Earth, and I was wondering if that is, if the intention for that is for it to disappear, or if it's just to find the balance here on Earth.
Yes, sweet one, very well indeed. So at the creation of time, you see, at the beginning of Earth's creation, the frequencies were thus more balanced, as it were, and there was a contrasting and a pressing of timelines. So if one were to create a choice or a desire, they would feel if it flowed with the light or would be a contrast upon. And if that choice and desire were then acted upon, they would feel the resolution, the resonation within their experience of a lower frequency, you understand. So at the beginning of time, it was very much where there was freedom and choice to press on the darkness, if it were, to understand what could possibly be here by these choices and desires you understand and you see. Now, back in that time and frame, if one were to want to know, mankind would typically act it out very instinctively and go through with their choice and desire. And over time, they have had this opportunity to understand that perhaps I do not need to act upon this choice and desire. Perhaps I can use my own interworkings to understand what could be the result of this choice and desire. And it did not need to become in and to be manifested, you see. And here you are in your current reality. And these choices and desires can very much be seen with the third eye, with the soul consciousness, so that they do not need to be played out, you understand. Whereas in the past, one would have a choice or a desire or an instinct come over them, where they would create something, let's say, perhaps we shall use again murder, perhaps it was murder, and they would not fully understand and grasp the reality that if there would be a murder and the taking of one's life here in this dimensional aspect, that the game would be over, as it were, that the body is done, you see. And this was a hard understanding, because many of the souls coming into these physical bodies at the beginning of time were used to not having a physical body. They are used to the soul state of the eternal nature, you see. So they were exploring through expression their consciousness and the conscious creation that they had set forth for themselves in the world around them. For you create your reality, and you create your reality before you come in. A collective creates the reality of life on earth, and then as you are here, you create your own reality by your expressions, the frequency you're emanating, your choice, your thoughts and desires, you see. So here we are now at a space and time where one could say, let me look at this timeline. If I make this choice and act upon this desire, what will possibly and potentially occur? And if it is something that presses against you that you would wish not to experience, you would pull back that spark that expression of your mental body, that expression of your soul frequency that went forward in time, you would rescind and pull that back into you, thus keeping that timeline void. And so then you would put your intention and desire, your thought, with your soul frequency into the appropriate timeline that you are choosing for yourself, you see. So there will continue to be the contrast of the light and the dark. However, it will not be at the level that it is today, because Earth and mankind are ascending, and Gaia, the soul frequency of Gaia, has placed a call to the beings here that are now residing as star beings on the physical plane, and the elementals that are here, and also the ascended masters that are reincarnating, and also the angelic frequencies are answering this call and coming in to assist her to vibrationally lift the frequency to the 5th dimension of reality and beyond. So moving forward in your time paradigm, you will understand it to be that there will be less and less of the darkness. While there will be the choice and the desire, while there will be a contrast, it will not be acted upon. Because the conscious human will understand, and they will collectively come together to support and embrace one another, telepathically understanding and feeling if perhaps there might be something wrong with another that they could assist with. And then they will come in unity together to fully furnish and express this joy, this peaceful, this loving, embracing place that will be like a stopover or a vacationing space for many souls. It will literally be, again, we shall say, like a heaven here in a new reality for many who are in a physical body to experience. Now, there will be some who would not like to journey forward in such a way, and they are enjoying the lower consciousnesses. They are enjoying the reactions and the interplaying with the vibrational frequencies of light and dark. And they will then shift. And as Earth is splitting and shifting, they will then shift into a parallel reality where the vibrational currency will thus reside in a 3rd dimensional frequency, you see. So they will be in a 3rd dimensional reality where many of mankind now, with the light workers' assistance, are transcending up into the 5th level. And the 3rd level of consciousness will have more of a programming within it. It will have more of shall we say, yes, a programming, like a record or a frequency that is there. It is stagnant in its movement. So while it is moving inside, the resonant frequency is such. It is such. So then if one were to want to raise their consciousness in that vibrational space, it would be very, very hard. They would be set in a cyclic pattern again, just as it were, through the many cycles that Earth had in the past, you see. And for them to jump and leap to the 5th dimensional Earth reality, they would need to leave the physical vessel of the 3rd dimensional reality and reincarnate on the 5th dimensional reality, you see. But there is a movement always for the soul. The soul is always learning and exploring. There is understanding and expressions to be had for each reality, you see. So moving forward, your reality, if it is set upon your desire and held within your heart, will be to express and expand forward into the 5th level of dimensional reality. And here, dear friends, there will be a contrasting expression that is felt. And when it is felt, it is pressed upon different timelines, but it can be, how shall we say, resolve instantaneously without playing out, you understand? It can be caught before it manifests, and it can be realigned with the source of the manifestation. So if it were a thought or an emotion, it would be realigned with that who created that thought or emotion and resolved, you see. And this is where we are moving to. And it is a very enjoyable experience for those who are working towards this fifth level dimensional aspect of reality, dear one. And so does this answer your question? And do you have any other understandings that you would like us to expand upon?
No, that was awesome. Thank you. I do have another question related to what you had mentioned in one of your previous answers. I was wondering if you have any advice for the success of Gaia that you have not mentioned before that we can help with here in the physical bodies?
Yes, sweet one, very good. Very important question, you see. One that we would like everyone to understand and really integrate, because you are here for a purpose and a reason, you see. And you are here with many tools at your disposal or your availability, as you were. And here, one of your greatest and grandest tools is the thought and the spark of creation through love. And the more that you clear away the karma, and the more that you assist mankind and the environment in raising its cleanliness to a space of love and a frequency of joy, peace, and abundance, you are thus doing your part, you see. So we are saying to connect in with Mother Earth, and we are saying to send your vibrational codes of light out into the waterways. You understand the programming of water now. This experiment has come through the works of many greats, and some you may be familiar with are Marcel Vogel and also Dr. Emoto. And they were showing to the scientific community and those who had the hearts open and the eyes to see the resounding benefits of creating with your thoughts and your words and the frequency that emanates from your heart. And you can program water. You understand this now. So we are saying pray to the water, bless the water, pray to the earth and bless the earth. Put your hands in her flesh into the dirt of the earth, into the soil, and let the vibrational star-seed decodings emanate through her dimensional aspects and bodies and into the core and the light of her heart. Let your vibrational angelic frequencies soothe, protect, and bless her, you see. The more you give gratitude, the more you connect in, and the more that you have an understanding and a relationship and are expressing love to the environment, to the animals, to mankind, and to Gaia as a whole, you are doing your part to bless and strengthen her and assist her in the transmission as she merges and flows beautifully into the fifth dimension of reality, sweet one. So very good question indeed. We are also saying that as you follow the inner callings and the compass of your heart, moving forward, you will understand and you will know in every instance what it would be that would be the best expression of your creation to support the advancement of Gaia and mankind, dear one. So here we are. Very good. And does this answer your question, sweet friend?
Yes, it does. Thank you. So my next question is, can you describe in more detail the difference between the various light beings and realms? What frequencies do the different light beings hold that differentiate them from one another?
Yes, very well, very well. There are many expressions of source consciousness that separate from the Godhead or the source of all creation. Many are feeling this to be the grand central sun indeed, and whatever term you would like to call it, you all came from the light, dear ones, and perhaps many may say there were two sources of light even, as it were, but you are expressed and pushed forward from the light in your own aspect, your own spark of reality. Here, the soul frequency is molded, it is shaped, it is influenced, and it receives vibrational currencies and patternings very much like you could relate this to the flavor, the qualities, or the attributes or characteristics of the soul, sweet one. Every incarnation in a physical body and every experience out of a physical body at the soul state level is an expression and an experience that you are learning and growing through and from, you see. So in these realities, you will have a soul vibrational currency, a soul song or frequency. And in this experience, you will find that others who had similar experiences or who journeyed with you like a soul connection, a soul family through the different realms, through the different star systems, that they are vibrating more in your resonation, in your resonant frequency. When you find one that is vibrating in your soul resonant frequency, it very much feels like home, sweet one. And if we were to say to you, understanding what does home feel like, we are using this as an analogy because in many homes there can be bumping timelines. In many homes there can be discrepancies and quarrelsome experiences, and in so many homes there can be love and joy and peace. So if you meet somebody who is from your vibrational space through, shall we say, parallel lifetime, and you recognize this soul, it will not always go smoothly, but there is a sense of assurity and peace, and there is a sense of belonging and love. And this is where the karmic frequencies would come up, where you would need to align your frequencies to resolve and heal any patterns that may be misaligned within your system, dear ones. But there are many aspects of the soul frequencies and the realms and dimensions, and as we are saying and re-saying again here, that you have the star beings and you have the angelic frequencies, and we are using these two realms because these are ones that are near and dear to our partner's heart and ones that she is most very much interested in. So you have the light of the Godhead, and the consciousness comes from the Godhead, the spark of light, and some choose to stay close. Some choose to step further and further away into a new expression of reality, to feel the experience and to feel the contrast of the light and the dark, as it were. And this is through the various levels of the Archangel Kingdom, is what we are showing and expressing. And then you have some beings who have left completely the angelic realm, or perhaps bypassed it altogether, and have explored another consciousness strand, another dimension of reality, flowing through time and space, if it were, and popping into other experiences, we are calling them. The channel sees much of this as the true state and nature of the soul, popping into created experiences on a star, on an earth life, or in a contained space that can be created from the conscious desires of an advanced being, shall we say. The conscious desires of mankind are creating these already within your reality here on the earth plane. The conscious desires of the ascended master realm create their own realities as well. The conscious desires of the star-seeded realms create their own contained desires. But the earth plane is a special space because it is more, shall we say, well, it is stagnant in a way, because it is here for a longer expression and period of time. Whereas, and it is more relatable and more dependable and stable. Whereas some of these other created expressions where one could drop into for experience might only be for a short period of time. And while time is very elusive, you may say, the earth has been here for eons, and these little containments were there for 100 years or something. You see, they are made for training grounds. They are made for relaxation. They are made for experience, and some of them are made for education. Education through experience, and also education of the thoughts, if you were, the mental aspect, learning about different elements of planetary bodies, learning about different spaces and beings in the skies, learning about different star and soul elevations, and preparing to come onto journeys and into incarnations, and this and that and the other, or whatever it might be, you understand. So there is much happening outside of the life of a human. We are expressing to you our greatest joy for you in having had to be able to come in as the life of a human, because not many get to, and it is very sought after, and it can be very enjoyable. So you remember that you create your reality, and if you are feeling that it is not enjoyable, you must sort of ask yourself, what is it that is not enjoyable, and shift your vibrational frequency to attain that which you would enjoy. You understand, dear? So moving forward, does this answer your question? Are there any other understandings you would like us to elaborate upon, dear one?
No, that was awesome. Thank you.
You're very much welcome. Very much indeed.
So my next question is, can you explain what a hybrid is? More specifically, I mean, when they're created, did they have both frequencies at the time of their creation, or did they start with one and then gain other frequencies that they hold through different life experiences or incarnations, or is it both?
Ah, what a very interesting expression you are presenting us with indeed. There are many aspects to this, so we shall try and break it down to a basic nature. How shall we begin? Hybrids typically will choose somebody here that is in their DNA strand already, an ancestor. Sometimes it is the same soul, you understand. So the hybrid, let's begin. For those who are not understanding, a hybrid is an advanced civilization, a being from an advanced civilization, from what you would perceive to be your future. We are perceiving it to be a parallel expression or reality. We do not see time as you do, you understand. They are creating a co-created physical body with the consciousness of the soul, who would have then previously been in the ancestral lineage of the host, we shall call it, or it was in fact their same body. And we are calling the host the body of the human here in your time frame, that is being visitated and receiving upgrades and activations, and that is working with their star families to create a new reality, a parallel split expression. You have a reality here, and your star families have a reality here. And they are trying to merge the two to advance the civilization. They are merging the light. Yes, they are merging the light. The soul is involved and is consciously creating. But also they are expanding upon the genomes of the human form and creating some expressions from the genomes, if it were, from the alien race, we will call it, because that is what you all understand. But to us that is a bit sci-fi, it is a bit out there, a bit harsh, but we are saying this. So the advanced body in the future is merging with the DNA codings of the current body here in your reality. They are working to switch things and move things and blend and merge, so that in the future the physical bodies can thus live, breathe, and interact within the future time span of either Earth Gaia herself or another parallel reality, you see. So their reasoning for the hybrid, how shall we say, they are experiments for sure. We could probably find a better term. One moment. The reason for the hybrid societies is to advance consciousness into a new state and into a new reality and into a new way of being. As we have mentioned, you are the co-creators of your reality. Both the physical aspect prior to your incarnation, you have set up certain elements, created the formation, created the vessel for you to come into, you see. But also you are creating while you are here in this reality. So there is a time and space in your future, if it were. We see it as another parallel expression that is now being created for these hybrids to enjoy and to advance into. So does this answer your question, sweet one? I feel perhaps there is a little bit that we missed. Was it in depth enough for you?
So I think it was maybe more in depth than I realized.
Very well then.
So I'm not sure if this is talking about the same thing, but kind of the example that I was talking about was, I know from my own experiences and friends, you've been told that you have star frequencies, angelic, fairy, mermaid. So that was kind of what I meant as hybrid. I'm assuming that's kind of different than what you explained.
Similar to, so your type of a hybrid would be the realm, you see. From our perspective, we hear hybrid a lot, speaking of star energies. So the realm, yes, and so that would be, I guess you could say a hybrid per se from your reality. That would make sense. This would be where soul consciousness has had experiences and expressions living in different realms or dimensions. It is not per se always their first or their strongest soul vibration, meaning after leaving the Godhead, where did they choose to travel to, you understand? But some may go from one expression to another and to another and to another, and there are parallel worlds, if it were, parallel stars and realities. And there are other dimensions on and around Earth life where life is occurring in other frequency bands, you see. So it could be that you had an experience here and an experience there, and you may be a wandering soul, you see, in a very enjoyable way. You may be one who is creative, one who is thirsty for knowledge and experiences, one who is curious, you see. One who might be like a scientist, as you were to call it, wanting to know more and more and more and more, and how does this work and how does that work. And if you are having these inklings and these callings and desires from a soul frequency, it is because you too are, shall we say, a revolutionary, a soul who will create and expand, and a scientist who needs to know all the understandings and inner workings of creating carbon copies, of merging soul frequencies with the physical vessel, you see. So learning about all the different elements through the different planets and star systems. How do they work? How do they come together? What is the coding? What is the consciousness within the physical structure that makes this tick, you see? If that makes sense. And so, yes, so there are some who have had many experiences or expressions in multiple dimensions, frequencies, and realities. And our partner here has had many herself. She has had some through the different star systems, you see. And that was something she did not understand or expect when it was first relayed to her. She had to sit with that for a moment. So there are some who have had expressions in the angelic realms and kingdoms, being very high, very close to the archangels, Archangel Michael, Jeremiel, and Gabriel, and then saying to them, may I please, if it were, I would like to enjoy an experience in the star realm, perhaps. And so they will look to them as their guiding light and ask a blessing and have a conversation of sorts, and make a conscious choice and desire to release their connection and travel through time and space, through the galaxies and the universes, to drop in with a new dimensional family, you see. And this happens very much indeed from time to time. You may look at it like a foreign exchange program, you see, and you will then see that this angelic, beautiful golden light, this frequency of love from the angelic kingdom is now bringing their light into the life, into the reality, into the co-created space where maybe a star community resides. It is not much different than the star beings and the archangel beings coming here to the earth life, you see. Because when you are done with many lives, or perhaps just one as a human, you may also add that to your repertoire, where now not only am I an angelic, a fairy, a star being, I'm also a human, you see. I also, at a soul level, had the experience and the expressions of understanding what is it like to be a human and to live here in this conscious reality? That is why we say that it is a very sought after experience, and it is very joyful from our space in the skies to see our friends and families and all of those here upon the plains that are experiencing the life of a human and the contrasting and the desires here. Now, we do not enjoy per se seeing the warring and the suffering, but we understand the overarching reasonings for these. We understand why it is happening, you see. So, does this make a sense now for your interpretation of the hybrid races, dear one?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Very well indeed. You are very welcome. We are enjoying your conversation here. And what is the next thought that you might have, sweet one?
Okay, so the next question is, what is the mission and purpose of the star beings and the mission and purpose of the angels or the angelic realm, both in terms of their larger mission and then more specifically their Earth-related mission? And I know you might have touched on this earlier, so whatever you want to bring forth is fine for this.
Yes, very well, very well. Yes, we talked on it briefly, but we can expand, as it were. And so, currently, most of some will say all of their communities in the heavenly realms are focused on the earth expression here, because it is true that what happens here will influence all of creation, absolutely, you see. But also the grand scheme is to enjoy, to explore, to create, to rest, to love, to unite, to experience all expressions of consciousness. And for those who would seek the choice and the desire to experience a lower vibrational expression, they may do so indeed, but it would essentially from time to time, it does take a much longer for an archangel or an angel, one who you might term a fallen angel, who wanted to experience the harshest contrast, to go into a very low vibrational experience. Some leave completely. They say, we are done, we are going back to the archangel realm. And some will stay in their cyclic nature, as you may understand it, reincarnation on different bodies and planets, you see. This is outside of your earth reality. This is one of the co-created experiences that is created for light to experience dark. And so there we are. We will leave it with that. We do not want to get too far into that topic. But the expressions here, the intentions here, the unified consciousness and the unified intention, joy, and desire that is currently around Earth is through the Archangel realm and the Starseed realm to assist mankind as she is here expanding and exploring herself and pressing forward in time through her universe as it would be. So does this answer the question for you?
It does. It kind of brought up another question, though. Can you explain a little bit more what you meant by it would affect all of creation, what happens here on Earth?
Yes, because all is created, and when you say we are all one and there is a unity, it can go from a macrocosmic experience, to the microcosmic experience. So what is happening in your own relationships, within your own community, within your own states and heads of government, and then within your own world, you see. From your own world, your own universe, and on, because everything will affect all. And so we are seeking for the advancement and the stabilization through the advancement to the fifth dimensional frequency for Gaia. And in this experience, there will be ripplings and emanations of waves that hit out into further bodies of planetary systems and further light out from Earth that will calm down. There is a bunch of rippling, or just as the human has an aura that needs to be cleansed, you see. The earth has an aura around her that is toxic and dirty in places and spaces, and as it is cleansed, she is lightened and she may pop up and reside in a higher frequency, and that will attract to her higher vibrational planetary systems. They can thus come closer because it will not be in resonant, because it will not be in dissonant. The frequency will be resonating in a high vibrational space where they will feel a unity and an attraction and not a repelling sensation. So, in order for the advanced civilizations and in order for all of the star races and other realms and beings whom we will not get into today to come together in a unified space of joy and co-creation, a space that is like a stopover space, a space that is how shall we say, a vacationing planet, as it were. The aspects must all align and come together. So what happens here is in direct connection with what will happen in the future, where we all can reside, open source you may call it, freely. We can reside freely in our different bodies. We are showing the channel. We all have a different prototype that we prefer. We can communicate soul to soul, and there will be no judgments, misalignments. There will be no, as you would term it, racism or prejudice in these spaces amongst the star communities, you see. So we will be able to reside in a place that can sustain and host and hold frequencies of many angelic and star vibrational beings and those from other realms who choose to desire a stopover space in their current reality, as it were, prior for many into coming back into a physical body on a less advanced planetary system, as we were explaining before, also those containment spaces for experiences. So this is our choice and desire to support the cause, and Gaia is ready. She is ready to host those who would hold more light and peace, because she is done, she is saying, with the warrings and with the pollution, and she is saying the warrings begin within the hearts and minds of mankind. And as you individually are clearing and healing, you are advancing civilization, dear one. And the civilization advancement will then support the advance in consciousness and the rise in frequency for Gaia. We are all working together. Does this make sense? And do you have any more questions for us today?
That does make sense. Thank you so much. I do have one last question, and that is any advice as to how to embrace and embody more of our soul frequency here on the earth?
Very beautiful indeed. There are many modalities, breathwork techniques to assist. But we are saying a shortcut is to follow your heart. And when you follow your heart, you are in your soul vibrational frequency. When you turn away from your heart and the inner knowings, you are creating a contrast, a ripple in time, a slowing down or a encapsulation around your connection to your soul vibrational frequencies. Being in joy, being in love and peace will emanate your frequency and strengthen that vibration, dear one. You are anchoring the light here on the earth. You are channels of the light, sweet ones, if it is your choice and desire. Because as was mentioned most recently, we are all channeling from time to time. That is a merging of energies. What is expressed can be channeled, you see. So is it your choice and desire to channel love or fear? Is it your choice and desire to channel truth or injustice? Is it your choice and desire to channel joy or stigmatism? And we are saying stigmatisms block joy. So here we are in your realities, working with you to help the understanding, the conscious creation between mankind, the advanced civilizations in the star galaxies that are here bringing the light-coded frequencies to Earth and mankind, creating upgrades in the physicalities and the cellular DNA and structure and the quantum reality of the human vessel. This incorporates the DNA, this incorporates the energetics of the energetic and the physical body. You see all aspects of the soul frequency and the physical human. We are here to support, and we are here with our angelic brothers and sisters of all dimensional frequencies from the angelic realms, working in unison to expand and to assist those to understand the power that they hold, that the truth and the light of the oneness is very much felt and explored within the heart and within the expressions of the human genome. So, sweet one, here we are leaving you today now with these sweet blessings. We are very, very grateful for your intense and astute questionings. We love the level that you bring to us with the most interworkings of your questionings. And here we are ready to leave the physical body now. We are giving gratitude and a grateful heart to our partner. And we are expressing to you a very much joy from all stations in the skies. Until we meet again, we shall see you very soon.
Thank you.
They're still even. Okay, separating some energy. All right. Hold on one moment. Okay, gotta get my eyes readjusted back in. Oh, we're still recording.
Yay!
Yes, so good. So both segments were about 40 minutes, I think, or maybe the first one was only 30. Yeah. Okay. Whew. So how did they do? Are you happy by your answers?
Yes, definitely. They always have the best answers.
Yeah, I just heard so much coming through. I was like, oh my goodness, they're on a roll. So thank you.
I know. That was such a good job. There was a few parts that was making me have more questions. I was like, ooh, that's a good one for next time.
Okay, good. You wrote them down. Okay, good. Yeah, we'll have to do another one next time. And if you guys are listening here on the replay here on YouTube, send in your questions, and we'll see what ones where you're feeling inclined to ask. So we want to do more of these conversations with the Councils of Light. And if this is your first time here on the YouTube channel, welcome. Subscribe and turn on notifications and give a thumbs up, leave a comment, let us know you're here. And thank you so much, Katie. So I know we're going to be doing more of these. I can tell. There's going to be.
Thanks, Amy. That was awesome.
You're welcome. Thanks, girl. Okay, well, we'll see you all next time. Bye.